All right, let's talk about Route 66. I mean, it's not just a road, right? It's got to be one of the most famous road trips in the entire world. We're talking about a 2,400-mile ribbon of asphalt that just weaves together American history, culture, and, a ton of nostalgia. So yeah, let's dive into this absolutely epic journey.
And that quote right there, that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? This road is all about dreams. For so many people, it's the bucket list trip. And this whole thing is actually built around the journey of a father and son who did exactly that. They stopped talking about it and just went. They set out to drive the whole shebang, and they captured a pretty amazing snapshot of the Mother Road as it is right now.
I mean, the sheer scale of this trip is just immense. Think about it. 2,400 miles. You're crossing 8 different states. The whole thing officially stretches from the heart of Chicago all the way out to the sunny Santa Monica Pier in California. Now, for this particular trip, they actually decided to do it in reverse, starting in California and heading east. It's a true cross-section of the country, no matter which way you do it.
So to actually pull this off, they set aside 2 full weeks. And here's kind of the pace they set. They kick things off in California, and by day 4, bam, they're in Arizona. Day 6, they're crossing into Texas. By day 9, they've made it all the way to Missouri, and finally, on day 14, they roll into Illinois. This is for sure a marathon, not a sprint, and pretty much every single day is just packed with something new.
So, what are you actually going to see out there? Well, let's start with the big ones, the icons. You know, those landmarks that feel like they've been pulled straight out of a movie. And believe me, every single one has its own story.
And what's so cool is just the sheer variety. I mean, you've got these 2 things that are practically polar opposites. On one hand, you have the Wigwam Motel, a piece of history, where you can literally sleep inside a concrete teepee. It's this perfectly preserved bit of 1930s kitsch. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you've got Cadillac Ranch, this wild, chaotic, always changing art piece out in a Texas field, where the whole point is to grab a can of spray paint and leave your mark.
And it's amazing how sometimes a landmark just springs into existence from a simple song lyric. You know the one from the Eagles, standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona. Well, that became a real place. Now there's a whole park, a statue, and yep, even a flatbed Ford parked right there. It draws fans from all over the globe, all trying to get that perfect picture. Okay, on any long trip, you've got to love hitting the halfway mark, right? Well, on Route 66, that place has a name, the Midpoint Cafe. It's exactly what it sounds like. 1,139 miles behind you, 1,139 miles left to go. It's just a fantastic spot to stop, grab a bite, and you have to try their pie. Oh, and here's a fun little tidbit for you. The owner from back in the 90s and 2000s was supposedly the inspiration for Flo from the movie Cars.
All right, let's be real. You can't drive 2,400 miles and not talk about the food. And the food along Route 66, it's not just about filling up the tank. It's a huge part of the whole experience. It's basically a delicious tour through America's classic diners and weird roadside specialties.
And just look at this menu. It shows you everything. You've got these incredible pastrami sandwiches at the Hat. You've got seasonal, fresh peach donuts from the Donut Man that are just to die for. You have the legendary chili cheese dogs over at the Doghouse Drive-In. And hey, if you're feeling really ambitious, you can try to take down the 72-ounce steak at the Big Texan. You can even visit the place that supposedly invented the corn dog and then wash it all down with one of, get this, over 700 different kinds of soda at Pop Soda Ranch. Unreal.
You know, you can read a million online reviews, but nothing beats a reaction like this one. This is about that Doghouse chili dog, and it just says it all, right? That's the feeling. It's when you find something simple, something authentic, and it's just so freaking good. That's the taste of the Mother Road.
Okay, so beyond the famous spots and the killer food, Route 66 is just this magnet for all things wonderfully weird. This is where we get to the really fun stuff, the kingdom of quirky. It's a total celebration of those oddball roadside attractions that give this road its personality. I mean, look at this. Take Elmer's Bottle Tree Ranch in California. This isn't some stuffy museum. It's this sprawling, sparkling forest made of metal trees that are covered in thousands of colorful glass bottles. And when they catch the desert sun, wow, it's a masterpiece of folk art, and it's something you will not forget. And then you've got these giant, smiling friends just waiting for you, like the blue whale of Catoosa in Oklahoma. Can you believe this 80-foot concrete whale was originally built back in the 70s as an anniversary gift? A husband built it for his wife. It turned into a local swimming spot, and it's still one of the most beloved and charmingly bizarre stops you can make. And you're definitely going to meet some muffler men along the way. So back in the 60s, these huge fiberglass statues were basically just used for advertising, but a lot of them found a permanent home right here on Route 66. A great example is the Gemini Giant in Illinois. It's a 30-foot-tall astronaut holding a rocket ship. It's just this perfect symbol of that space-age hope and optimism from that era.
So after 2 weeks and thousands of miles, eventually the journey does come to an end. But finishing Route 66, it's about so much more than just reaching that last signpost. It's really about understanding what this road actually means.
You hear it called the Mother Road, right? Well, that famous nickname actually comes from John Steinbeck's novel, The Grapes of Wrath. And it's such an important reminder that for so many people, this wasn't just some fun road trip. It was a path of migration, of hope and hardship for families who were fleeing the Dust Bowl in the 1930s, just trying to find a better life out west. And so, here we are. After 14 days, after crossing 8 states and making who knows how many memories, the drive finally concludes. The very last stop is this sign, right here in Chicago, which marks the official end of Route 66. From the Pacific Ocean all the way to Lake Michigan, the journey is complete.
But when you really think about it, the trip isn't about the start or the finish line, is it? It's about all those little moments in between. It's about the shared experience of spray painting a car in the middle of a field, or that incredible feeling of jumping into a cool desert oasis, or just the simple, perfect joy of finding the best corn dog you've ever had. That's what it's all about.
Which really brings us to the big question, right? What is it that makes a road more than just a road? I think for Route 66, the answer has to be in the stories, the history, and the memories that it creates for every single person who drives it. It's not just asphalt. It's a living museum, it's a piece of our culture, and really, it's an open invitation for an adventure that's still out there, just waiting for you.